Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing great. So we're out on the veg garden again today. It's mid-September now, so we're well into autumn. Everything's starting to die back. Today I just thought I'd show you my giant sunflowers. You can see them behind me. They're well over 12 foot tall now, and I've got some tomatoes which are ready for harvesting, and a few other bits and bobs that I want to show you. So if you stay tuned, get back to you in a sec and we'll make a start. Okay, so first of all I'm going to show you the sunflowers. So you can see them two over there. So that's just a normal one, and that is Evening Sun. That's just a normal giant sunflower. It's supposed to be a single head, but I think I counted about 20 heads on that one. So not sure what happened to that. Obviously got one there which is doing really well. So that one there is probably about 9 or 10 foot. So on a normal year I'll be happy with that. And there was another one there which is starting to die back a bit now. And I've got two more here. That one's fell over, but it's sort of corrected itself and is quite happy just growing there on the greenhouse. And that's another Evening Sun one up there. You can see because it's got the orangey red flowers on it. Try and get a decent shot of them. And the other two over here, I measured these the other day and they were just over 12 foot tall. So that's an Evening Sun. And the other one is just a standard, it's supposed to be a single giant sunflower. Giant sunflower single, I think it said on the packet. But as you can see, it's got loads of heads on it. Try and get a bit closer. So each one of these will be another head. And it's got loads on it, although they're all quite small. So no idea what happened to that. And the bottom of it is down here. These bamboos are 6 foot. And you can see the size of the leaves. And the stem. So I don't know if maybe I can keep hold of the stems afterwards, use them to support something next year. And this one here was the other one. Again, got massive leaves on it. And we did have one of the heads get pretty big. The sun's kind of at the wrong angle now to trying to get a decent picture of it. So, that's the best I've ever done for sunflowers anyway. Sweet corn there, doing well. It's just about ready for harvest, I think. So, what I'm going to do next is I've already been out here and harvested any red tomatoes off of these 3 plants. Cucumbers and the watermelons pretty much had it. So I'm just going to try and get in here and harvest the rest of these tomatoes in amongst all these marigolds. Okay, so I had 3 different varieties of tomatoes. So I had the little cherry tomatoes, which I've already pulled a load off. These ones aren't quite ready, but I'll take another one off just to show you. So these are little cherry tomatoes. They're really nice for just snacking on. And these ones here, the next one along, these are the Tigerella. So you can see they've done quite well. So I'll just take one of them off. So no blossom end rot or pest damage. And they're not very stripy. They're supposed to be quite stripy because they're tigerella. So they kind of start off quite stripy, and then when they're almost ready, they seem to go basically pure red. And the next ones along are an Italian beefsteak variety. You can see down there. They get a lot bigger. There's a massive one at the back there, but it's looking a bit... It's looking like it's gone past it a bit. I'll try and get it off. Oh. That's not too bad actually. It's growing a bit funny. I'm not sure what's happened to that. Probably something to do with pollination. Nevertheless, I'm sure it'll taste fine. Very strange looking tomato right there. There's another couple on there which can probably come off. Again, not a bad tomato. Quite happy with that. And I think this one at the front here could do another few more days. And that one in the middle there looks about ready, so we'll try and get that off. Oh. Just almost snapped that stem there, so hopefully they'll be alright still. Oh, that's just a bit of leaf. And there was another variety as well, which is the plum tomatoes, the Roma. They've done okay, although they're not ripening at the moment. Got quite big though. Can't see any ripe ones. We have had some off there already. And at the end there was another cherry tomato. So we'll put them in the basket. Come back for them too. When you're harvesting your tomatoes, what I tend to do is, you see where the stalk goes into the tomato, go a little bit further up, there's a little knobbly bit, that's where it will break, so you put your thumb there, twist it backwards and it will come straight off. We'll take them too. They're not quite ripe, but they will ripen on the windowsill. We'll take that one as well. And that one. And that one. I'll leave the rest on there for another few more days. Hopefully the green ones should have time to ripen. We've got about another month before we're due our first frost, although it did get pretty close last night. Got down to about 2 degrees. So if it looks like it's going to get really cold, I'll just come out here and harvest them all, and we'll make some green tomato chutney or leave them on the windowsill. Hopefully they might ripen. They do tend to ripen if you just leave them on the windowsill or something. I don't think there's any more in here. And these marigolds have done absolutely amazing. Look at that, that's just one part in there, I think. I did plant a few plants, but they've done really well, so I'm definitely going to be saving the seeds from these. And the smell is amazing when you rub past them. And apparently they do make your tomatoes sweeter as well if you plant them next to them. And they're just really nice. They attract all the bees and stuff, so they'll come along and see all the flowers and go and collect the pollen off the flowers, and then they'll go on to the tomatoes and they help ripen them, help pollinate them, sorry. So yeah, it's doing well. This sunflower here, I think I might have showed you this one a minute ago. Even though it's nowhere near as big as them two over there, on a normal year I'd be really happy with this. So it's about 9 or 10 foot tall, that one. And it's just got one single head open at the moment. But you can see plenty of new little ones. There's a few further down. So you can see these here. Each one of them will be a sunflower head. It's got all the way up there. So I haven't even counted the heads on them. Them two over there, I'm not sure what happened to them. I did fertilise them with some bloodfish and bone a couple of weeks before I planted them, so I don't know if that kicked them into action. And also another thing I found is if you don't let them stay in the pot for too long, if you leave them in the pot for too long, they kind of get root bound and then they go straight to flower. So that might be something. And other than that, I've just planted them and left them alone. I did fertilise my soil with some chicken manure compost that I made earlier on in the year. That's just literally where I pile up all my chicken waste from our chickens and ducks, and then I'll scatter it on the beds. So maybe that had something to do with it. The weeds certainly like it anyway. All these weeds here, most of them anyway, these are actually potato plants which have grown from seeds from where I harvested last year. So that's a potato plant right here. I'm not going to do anything with it because it's too late in the season now. Well, I say that, but I may get harvest for Christmas potatoes if I let them grow, but I don't really want them where they are, so I just tend to put them out when I see them. Every now and then you'll find they've got a little potato on them, but anyway, so as I said, these ones here I've already harvested, and this plant here looks like it's on its way out. Still got quite a few waiting to ripen. And this one here is another one of them beefsteak ones, so we've got some nice big tomatoes under there. This one's almost ready, this one's almost ready. And that one's just starting to turn. So another few more days, maybe a week or so, and hopefully they'll be ready. We haven't had any damage to them this year. Normally you get all sorts of pests, and sometimes you get blight, but I haven't had any problems yet. That's another Roma. Again, these have got really big this year for some reason. These are supposed to be the little plum tomatoes. So I don't know if it's to do with the hot weather we've been having, or maybe the soil, who knows. Anyway, we do have another row of tomatoes along here, in front of what used to be the sunflowers. Used to be supported by that little fence, but I've already harvested them. So I did plant a little row of tomatoes along here. You can see they didn't really do much, but we have got a couple of tomatoes on here. So anything is better than nothing. There's another tomato plant in there. Got a few more on there. That one there's just about ready, so we can take that one. Just about ready. Another couple of days would have been perfectly red, but Sure, that'll taste just fine. There's another one there which has fell over with a few on it. And still got some cucumbers ready on there. So we can take these off, or I can leave them on there to save the seeds, which is what I will probably do. Again, potato plants popping up all over the place. Another Roma tomato there, plenty of little tomatoes on there. That one's actually done alright. This is a potato plant. All these are potatoes here which I haven't harvested yet. I harvested a few from here and got a good couple of kilos of potatoes off of them. And I've still got a couple in the pots there that need harvesting soon. They've completely died back now. This is the ones that are in the ground, which as you can see on here. This is what's left of the ones from in there. So hopefully underneath here you should find some potatoes. A little one. Yeah, there's a few under there. So I'll come out here and harvest these properly at some point. That one. And bury that back under. The best place to store them is actually in the ground. That's what I find anyway. Put that tomato in there for now. And other than that, we've got the beetroot still ready, still left to harvest, almost ready now. I had a quick look in here earlier and they're getting pretty big, some of them. I can pull one up just to show you. I don't really want to let them get too much bigger than this. Nice beetroot there. Something's had a nibble on it, but not to worry, we can just cut the mad bits off. I did notice most of them are fine and haven't got much pest damage. And that was just unfortunate that one I pulled up had a hole in it. And there's the culprit right there. Slug. That one looks pretty good. Yeah, we'll take them over. Put them in the basket. And the only other thing that's almost ready is the sweet corn. Now, these plants have done really well this year. They're about 6 or 7 foot tall. Starting to flop over a bit now, so it tells me they're pretty much ready. And the tassels are starting to go black. So in there hopefully will be a good cob of corn. I'll take that one off and just show you. Just snap the old plant. Never mind. So hopefully there'll be a nice cob in there. Just unwrap this. That's pretty good. Nice looking cob of corn there. Add that to the basket as well. That can go in the freezer because I'm not going to eat that today. I just wanted to show you the sweet corn. Okay, so don't think there's anything else ready for harvesting. This goji berry has gone crazy. That was a new addition last year. And this grapevine here It was new last year as well. Well, not new, but I only got this last year. It was well established. My parents didn't want it, so they gave it to me. So that's quite an old grapevine. That's done well. All the other fruit trees and stuff have done well. We haven't had any fruit off them because they're all quite young. But they've done plenty of growing. And we did have a few grapes on, but whoops, sorry about that. Yeah, not too many grapes, most of them fell off. But there's a few. A few still left on there. A few more there, most of them fell off, like I said. But that's probably because it's in a pot. It may have dried out in the hot weather that we had. Everything else is kind of finished for the year now. See, all the leaves are starting to go yellow and drop off. Anyway, I don't think I've got much else to show you. We'll take you in a greenhouse real quick and just show you my chili peppers. Okay, so we're just about done, but I just thought I'd take you into the greenhouse and show you my chili peppers and my little watermelon that I've got there. And I've picked my 2 pumpkins, the only 2 which survived. So I'll just spin you around and take you in there quickly. Okay, so let's head into the greenhouse. Okay, we'll start on the right hand side here. So this is the Indian washnut or soapberry tree, which I did a video of me planting that up and unboxing it. This was a postal order tree. It was a little stick and it's put a whole lot of growth on this year. It's grown almost a metre in the first season, so that should do well for the rest of the year. The rest of its life, sorry, the rest of the year. We're almost done with the year now. So it's going to be losing its leaves and dying back for the winter, going dormant. These are all Japanese maples, which are grown from seed. They've done quite well. They've grown a fair bit. A lot of them have struggled because of all the strange weather we've been having. 1 second it's really hot and everything's drying out. Then it's dropping cold. Got down to 2.5 Celsius last night. Everything's getting confused, so it's starting to drop some of its leaves, and then they start growing back again. It is what it is. So it's not really a problem. Everything will be fine. Nature will sort itself out. These are all my chili peppers and sweet peppers. So we'll start on this one. This is a jalapeno pepper. And I've already taken a few off of here, and they're really, really spicy. We can't even eat them. And ordinarily, the jalapenos are quite a mild pepper, but these are really hot. They've done well. So many little peppers on there. There must be over 20 on that plant. And the next one along is a pepper, sweet. CW stands for California Wonder, which is obviously a variety from over in the United States, California. So it's probably not really suited for our climate, but nevertheless it has done okay. So I've got 1, 2, 3, at least 3 little peppers on there. Another little one there that's just started to form. It may not have time to grow, that one, but I'll leave it on. I might try and overwinter these peppers this year as well. So peppers are not annuals, they're perennial. They will grow like little trees. The only reason they die off in the UK is because of the cold temperatures. But if you can keep them protected in your greenhouse, trim them back, and if you can keep them alive through the winter, next year they should do even better. So I might give that a go myself this year. This is another jalapeno here. Again, plenty of little jalapenos on there. I say little, but this is about the standard size, I think, for a jalapeno. So they're about right, really. Again, our climate's not really suited for peppers and chilies, but it can be done. This is another sweet pepper. They're all the same variety, I believe. CW. And this one's got a massive pepper on it here. It's kind of got itself wedged in between the branches there. But I can't see any pest damage on it. So hopefully that'll ripen up in a few more weeks or days, however long it takes. But that one's got that one big one. Another little one there. Little one there. Little one at the back there. And a few more smaller ones dotted around. So I'm quite happy with that. If I get 2 or 3 sweet peppers per plant, then I'll be happy. Oops. I've got too much stuff in there, I can barely move. So this here is what is this? A melon plant. A canary melon, or they're commonly named honey melons here in the UK. But they are in fact canary melons, the bright yellow sort of rugby ball shaped ones. The seeds from this were just taken from a store-bought melon. And we have some melons on it. We'll get this leaf out of the way. That's just soil on there, so that's not mould or anything. Look at that. Grown a melon in the UK, in Wales. There's actually a few more on there, I think. I do need to get it up off the soil though, because it will rot. There's another one there. And another one there. How cool is that? So 3 little melons on that plant. I can't see any more. There might be some more hiding somewhere. And cucumber, another cucumber plant. Funnily enough, they didn't do very well in the greenhouse. They did much better outside, although they still did okay. We still had about 20 odd cucumbers off this one plant. As you can see, it's still got a few more already. These ones here, these yellow ones, these 2 I'm going to leave for seed. So they go yellow when they're ripe. But with cucumbers, you harvest them before they get ripe. Otherwise, you get the seeds and they go bitter. And this is from the same plant. It's kind of invading and taking over the whole greenhouse at the moment. And it's still trying to produce more little cucumbers. So I might as well cut that off from there, because there's no chance of them growing and ripening or growing to a decent size now. We're only about 3 or 4 weeks away from our frost. Then everything, all these tropical plants like the melons and all that will all die off. But anyway, this one here is a watermelon plant. Sugar Baby, this one's called. That's a variety. So it didn't really do much. And then one day I come in here and I noticed this. It was only small at the time, and I've rested it on that plant pot just to keep it off the soil so it doesn't go rotten on the bottom. And it was smaller than that plant pot when I put it on there. So that's pretty cool. Grew a watermelon in the UK. Not only in the UK but in Wales, which is a lot colder than if you went down south of the UK. I know a lot of my viewers here in America, so there's been a bug in there. So I do apologise if you don't understand the temperatures and stuff that I'm on about, but I wonder what's in there. Now I'll get rid of that one. There's a couple more jalapeno plants there. Again, with plenty on. These plants have done much better. Like, they've grown much more, but the peppers are a bit further behind. but these might be ideal candidates for me to save, or try and save in the greenhouse for next year. So the plants look a lot stronger, maybe just because of where they're positioned in the greenhouse, I'm not sure. But anyway, so that's basically all I've got growing in here, except for my little experimental area over there. I'll show you that as well, because I know people are interested in these things. So this is just all my little cuttings and experimental things. So these are off of a willow tree, one of them pink flamingo willow trees. So these were cuttings which I've successfully rooted. Now that was my only one surviving lavender plant out of the whole bunch of seeds that I sowed. It doesn't really look like a lavender to me, but it certainly smells like one, so it definitely is a lavender. That was a buddleia bush seedling, which I pulled out from my driveway. These here are all jade plants, or money trees, I think they're called. Commonly known as money plant, but they are jade. It's a succulent, and it's very easy to root, so you just literally poke them in. I did a video on that as well, so you can have a look back through for that. And fig cuttings, again, did a video on them. If you're interested in that, go and have a look. But they're all doing well, still growing. They will probably stop growing soon because it's going to get cold. That was the avocado that I did the video on as well. It's not been doing too great. It's looking a bit sorry for itself, but it's still growing. It seems to grow some leaves, then they seem to fall off, and it seems to grow some more. And these here were Royal Empress tree cuttings from my big Royal Empress tree, which is there, which is that thing. So that was grown from seed. That's about 6 years old now. But I took a couple of cuttings just to see what happened, and they've rooted. See some roots in there. So I didn't even know I could take cuttings from it, but apparently I can. And the last one at the back there is an orange tree, grew from a pip. Again, this doesn't really, it's not really happy, but it's not dying, so let's see if I can keep it alive. And the last two here are Aleppo pine, again growing from seed. This is one of them bonsai starter kits. I did a video on that as well, so you can go and look for that if you want. I normally say I'm going to leave the links to all my videos from what I've mentioned in the comments, but never get around to it. So if you do want to have a look back through, just scroll back through some of my previous videos, you'll find them. And I do try and arrange my videos into playlists as well, so you can go and look through there as well. Anyway, so I think I'm going to call it a day now. It's starting to get a bit late. Sun will be going down soon. Just check what the temperature went down to last night. I know it got cold. So last night it went down to 2.5. It's 14.7 at the moment. And the highest, which was a few weeks back now, was 42.8. So if I convert that to Fahrenheit for you guys in the USA, 36.5 was the low, 109 was the high, and it's 58.8 at the moment. Another thing you might notice is I've got new glass in my greenhouse here. Thanks to my mum and dad who picked that up for me. I've just got to cut another couple of little pieces to go in the top there. But at the moment it's supplying a nice bit of ventilation through this, so I'm not too worried about that. And I have got some more glass to go in. I just need to cut it, but that's over there. And I've got lots of other little experimental trees and cuttings going on, which I will do another video of soon. There's our wisteria cutting there, which has obviously taken quite well. Didn't have any leaves on it when I took it. Oh, very small amount. And another bud layer cutting which has survived and rooted. And various other things. That is a fuchsia cutting. And a hawthorn cutting from my hedge. Which I just stuck in just to see what happened. And I can see some new buds waiting to come out. So I'm hoping that survives. And that was another Royal Empress tree cut in there. It's starting to lose its leaves now because it's getting cold. But that's definitely rooted. You can see roots coming out the bottom. That's a hazelnut tree which I salvaged from a property which I've been clearing. And a few other bits and bobs which I will do videos on in the future. All my other trees and shrubs are doing well. The eucalyptus tree there. Anyway guys, so that's about it for today. And I'll get back to you in a sec. Okay everyone, so I'm sorry that video turned out really long in the end. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got any questions or you just fancy leaving a comment, please do so. And if you haven't subscribed to me yet and you like my videos, please subscribe. And don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Anyway, hope you all have a great week. And I will see you on the next one. See you later.